Hi guys, how are you today? I just wanted to do this last video because I won't be doing one for a few weeks because my dad's going on holiday and he's not going to be here, so I'm not going to be here at my dad's where I have the internet, the wireless connection. So yeah, I just wanted to do like one final video until towards the end of July basically, and I wanted to do a serious video today, just like talking about basically my story of depression and stuff like that. And I know I look a bit silly because my hair's in a ponytail, but yeah, that's only because my hair's a mess, because I don't have straighteners here, so I just put it in a ponytail. So yeah, anyway, my story on my depression, it started around sort of 2009 time, end of 2008, and basically my parents got separated, and then they were separated for a long time, and then they eventually got divorced. It was towards the end of 2010, and it was a pretty difficult time for me. It was hard to deal with and hard to like understand, even though I was still a teenager. I was perfectly capable of understanding. It just came as a shock to me and everything, and because I'm an only child, it was more difficult to cope with, because obviously if you've got siblings then you can talk to each other, but I didn't really have anyone to talk to about it apart from just basically friends, or well, I didn't want to talk to my parents about it, because I'm one of those people that finds it easier to talk to strangers or friends than my parents. So what I basically did was I started to have counselling before I left school in 2008, and I just had counselling to talk about my parents separating and all that kind of stuff, and I found that it was useful. And then I went to college straight after school, so I continued with the counselling a bit then, because I was like my moods were getting worse, and then I like found out it turned into depression and stuff like that, and just everything was getting worse, and then I just felt like my life was awful. And because I don't have that many friends, and because I was having trouble finding a job, and because I was still trying to cope with my parents' divorce and everything, and I was just thinking, oh, why can't they get back together, or why did things have to happen the way they did, why couldn't they have stayed together, why yeah, basically why did my dad have an affair, basically, because that's what happened. And I never really say to strangers like how they get divorced. I just usually say my parents separated and they get divorced, but that's the real reason they got divorced. My dad was unfaithful. They tried to work things out, they tried to get like marriage counselling, and then it seemed like my dad wasn't really putting in enough effort than my mum was and stuff, so they just got divorced, and then my mum moved out and got her own place, and I live with her now basically, and then I see my dad on weekends, but obviously I'm here with him, just spending a bit of extra time with him before he goes away on holiday for 2 weeks. But yeah, anyway, so when I like started to get worse and had all this counselling and that, I found it was useful, and I was finding out all these different ways of trying to be more positive, trying to figure out why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling and all that kind of stuff, so that was pretty useful. And then when I left college last year, then I was sort of like just trying to focus on my goal to get a job basically. And basically after leaving college I was just straight like into trying to find a job, because I finished in June 2011, so I was just job hunting for a couple of months, and then I came up with this idea to go on job seekers allowance, because I thought, oh, they'll be really helpful, they'll be really useful and help me find a job and all that. And so I applied for job seekers in September 2011, and right, long story short, I have a apprenticeship job coming up in a few weeks in hospitality, and that was like through the job centre. So like technically my goal was met, but it was kind of like a rocky road, and me just feeling like useless every time I go there, because people just judge you if you're on benefits. People think you're like scrounging and all that, but it's not the case, because in the economy that we're in now, like, it's more sensible to be on benefits if you're not employed than to just be unemployed and have no money, especially if you have to if you live on your own or have children, etc. But yeah, so but I did at one point just quit job seekers because I was that depressed. I thought it was that depressing going there every like 2 weeks, whatever. So I just like quit in April, I think it was April this year. And then my mum and dad were like advising me to go back on it, and then I went back on job seekers. And then like a few weeks after I was signed on again, then the apprenticeship opportunity came up, so I applied for it and went along to the interview, and I got it, so that was good. But yeah, basically back to the whole depression thing, basically. Yeah, so at the time, like last year was pretty like really tough, and I didn't really feel like I had anyone to talk to. I couldn't talk to my parents, I couldn't talk, well, I could talk to counsellors and my best friend Nathan, but I've always had this personal issue of like not being able to talk to my parents, or just being very sort of private about my emotions and that kind of stuff, because I just don't want to worry them with like all the crap that's going on in my life and all that, and I just want like an outside opinion on things basically. So yeah, that's why I've had counselling at school and college. And like a month or so ago, I went to the doctors. I've been to the doctors a few times. I went like last year at some point, and then I filled in a questionnaire. I went in sometime this year, filled in a second questionnaire, and then I went a few months ago saying that I want to like basically go on antidepressants, and she was like, okay, can I get you to fill out a questionnaire? I said, no, I've already done 2, and she said, okay, and then she prescribed them, and I went to get them from the chemist and basically started those like 4-week course, and then finished them like last week. So basically I went back to doctors today and spoke to a different doctor, and explained to her why I've been depressed and everything like that. And basically she just told me my other options. Like, she told me antidepressants aren't the only option. You can go to therapy, you can buy a book online about how to get over depression. There's loads of different books online. There's like different websites or organisations, and there's one yeah, that she like put a star next to, like recommended that I look at, this charity that this guy basically runs, and he suffered really badly with depression, and yeah, just stuff like that. So she gave me this piece of paper with all the lists of the books and the book that she recommended that I buy, and then the websites. There's different websites, but there's one she recommended I go look at, and then she said she's going to refer me to a therapist, and then they'll contact me. So I feel a bit more optimistic now, because I feel like instead of just like moping around all day, every day, just thinking, oh, I'm never gonna get over this depression. I'm just gonna be miserable forever. I hate my life. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to die and all that. I feel like I can actually get help instead of just keep going back to the doctors, keep going back and getting antidepressants. Just instead of keep doing the same things, trying different things. I mean, I've had loads and loads of counselling, but at least in therapy, I think it will be slightly different, and I'll find it more helpful than counselling and all that kind of stuff, and get more probably into the psychological side of things and how I'm feeling. So yeah, but yeah, just basically, I just can't wait until the 23rd of July. That's when I start my apprenticeship job, because then it means I'll get to meet new people, probably make a few friends, and then if I make a few friends, well, I'm sure I will, but when I make a few friends, then I'll be more sociable. I'll go out more instead of just being inside all the time, and just become more social, more happy, more myself, really, because I'm only really myself when I hang around with my best friend Nathan, and like he knows how like happy and hyper and random I am, and like when I'm on my own, then I just go into this like, it's like I'm just this whole different person when I'm dealing with my depression, and it's just really hard. But I mean, I'm not going to give up, because you know, if many other people in this world can get over depression and get over anxiety and get over much worse, like bereavements and all that kind of stuff, if they can do it, then I can do it. So I just need to believe in myself and be more confident and love myself, because that's the thing I really struggle with, is like loving myself and believing in myself. I'm always like, oh, I can't do that, I can't do that, and I'm not good enough, and oh, I hate myself, and all that. I'm always like really, really down on myself instead of like boosting myself up. I'm always tearing strips off of myself, and it's just really getting me down. So yeah, oh yeah, and also what's been getting me down like lately is my best friend Nathan. He's on Monday, he went on holiday to Gran Canaria with his parents and his sister and his sister's friend. Yeah, so they've all gone on holiday, and then they come back next Monday. But it's just depressing, because like every time I come to my dad's, we always like talk on FaceTime, and like for the whole day basically we're always chatting and always cheering each other up and making each other laugh, and just, you know, all the best friend things that you do. And without having that this week, it's just felt like I just feel empty, I feel drained, I feel emotionally like the worst I've ever felt, or the worst I've felt in a long time anyway. Just feeling really emotionally at a loss, and like I feel like a part of me's missing, like part of my heart's missing, because he's not, you know, we're not able to communicate as often as we'd like to, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so that's pretty hard at the moment. And also my dad's going away on Saturday, and he's going to be gone for 2 weeks basically. Well, he's coming back on the 20th of July. So yeah, and then so I'm just gonna be with my mum for 2 straight weeks, and me and my mum, like, we love each other, we get on, and that, like, sometimes she'll annoy me, like, you know, when your mum's always just like, just mothering you about chores or this and that, and like, she's not as financial well off as she'd like to be and all that, so she's always like moaning about me about electricity and all that kind of stuff, and it's just really, really like irritating, and it does annoy me, but at the same time I do sympathise with her, because obviously, well, I'll always be like, well, I'll always have a close bond with my mum, I'll always love her, I'll always look out for her and everything like that. But yeah, so if I'm with my mum for 2 straight weeks and she annoys me, or I feel depressed, or she's bringing my mood down or anything like that, I don't know how I'm going to cope. And yeah, so I'm not looking forward to any confrontations or any arguments or falling out or whatever that's to come. But like, hopefully, fingers crossed, right? My mum's mum, my nana, yeah, she hopefully will be coming down to stay with us for a few days in the next couple of weeks. So if she does come down and stay, then that will ease my mind a bit. That will be like a relief, and I'll be happier because, you know, I'll have, you know, someone else around. So they're just me and mum, me and mum, me and mum, day in, day out. Like, if I have my nana here, then I get to talk to her, catch up with her, and it will make me happy and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah. So yeah, basically, like, on that note, like, I feel like because my dad, like my dad and my best friend Nathan, they're the only men in my life. Well, like here, like local, like obviously I've got family, like, but they all live abroad or like far away. Like, I've got my Stoke-on-Trent family, and my nana also lives in Stoke-on-Trent, but she's Jamaican. Um, yeah, so I've got my Stoke-on-Trent family, and then I've got family in America, I've got family in Africa, which is where my dad's going to be going on Saturdays, going to Cameroon for the 2 weeks, yeah. So, but obviously, like, those are like, so Nathan and my dad, they're like the only ones I can talk to, basically, about my problems, and yeah. So I feel like I know this is going to sound selfish, but I feel like they've just left me. Obviously, they haven't done it on purpose. They didn't plan it out and all that. Like, my dad didn't plan to leave me the week, well, the same week that Nathan left me and all that. They didn't plan it out so that I would just be like alone for like 3 weeks. So I'm not blaming them. I'm not, you know, annoyed at them. I just feel it's like my depression, just feeling like, oh, why have they left? Oh, why can't I talk to them? Or I'm gonna miss them and all that. So yeah, but I mean, I have been talking to some people online, and they've been really helpful, really supportive, and really kind to me, and been, you know, just been caring, really, just saying, you know, cheer up, and try and keep busy and all that kind of stuff, which is hard when you don't have a job. But I mean, it should go quickly anyway. So yeah. But hopefully, like, my depression will go away eventually, or just sort of decrease a lot, because yeah, I just don't want to be depressed for the rest of my life. I want to get on with my life. I want to be happy. I want to, you know, have a great job. I want to have a nice girlfriend or boyfriend. But like, at the moment, oh yeah, that's another thing. I hate being alone. I hate being single. And yeah, if any of you have ever felt like this, then comment below. But yeah, I hate going to sleep at night alone. I hate sleeping alone, and it's just really, really not the ideal situation I would pick. Like, ideally, I want to, you know, have a partner to sleep with at night. I want cuddles. I just want affectionate cuddles, and just to be laying in bed with someone and being warm and loved and stuff. So yeah, I hate sleeping alone. It's like one of the worst parts of my day is just sleeping alone at night. Um, so yeah, but you know, obviously you can't rush love, you can't rush relationships. You know, obviously I'm still young. I'm only 20. I'll meet someone someday. Could be, you know, could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be, you know, 6 months from now. But I know I'm going to meet someone eventually. But it's just I'm so impatient when it comes to things like that, like meeting new people. You know, because I think I have this idea in my head, like if I'm in a relationship, if I'm happy, if I'm in love and all that kind of stuff, then it will make my problems seem much less big, much less stressful, much less important, and I will be able to focus on the relationship that I'm in, and I'll be happy, and they will be happy. They will, you know, they'll boost me up when I'm feeling down and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but you know, one day I will find love. One day when I'm not even, you know, sitting here wanting someone. You know, one day when I least expect it. One day when I'm working, or one day when I'm just something, then that could be the day that I meet the person that I'll spend my life with. So yeah, I'm not too worried about that right now. I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice to meet someone now, but obviously got the rest of my life to meet someone. So yeah, but no, that's pretty much it really. So I'm going to go now, and I don't know when I'll next be doing a video. It might be a case of, if I feel like I want to do some videos in the 2 weeks that I'm not here, then I'll film them and then I'll upload them when I'm back here. Or if not, then I'll just try and think of some video concepts and then film them when I'm back here after the 2 weeks. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.